Hello guys, welcome back to Annie Narrates, where we review stories that beautiful people like yourselves post on the internet. We got a couple of stories for you today. Story 1. Am I the a-hole for canceling my daughter's 16th birthday party? I, 48 female, share 2 children, Pam, 15 female, and Liam, 13 male, with my ex-husband Marco, 50 male. I share a daughter, Annie, 9 female, with my current husband Bruce, 46 male. Marco and Bruce are night and day different. Marco works in construction, plays softball on the weekends, and coaches my daughter's soccer team. Bruce teaches at a university, plays the piano, likes going to the theater, and is an amazing baker and cook. It's not uncommon that we will go to one of Pam's soccer games, and then afterwards, the whole team comes back to the house to enjoy cookies or cupcakes made by Bruce. At the end of the season, we do a big dinner for the team and their parents that Bruce cooks. Bruce and I have been married for 11 years, and every year for the kid's birthday, he makes the most incredible cakes. Whatever they like that year, he does. We've had Pokemon, Duck McStuffins, Paw Patrol, among others. February is Pam's 16th birthday, her sweet 16. Bruce has been planning this gorgeous cake that encompasses all of Pam's interests in different stages of her life. The other day, another mom sent me a link to a TikTok that Pam and several of her teammates did. It uses audio from an episode of Family Guy. It's a video of Bruce taking a cake out of the oven with "Chocolate Cake Ella Blake" playing in the background, followed by a cut of my daughter and her teammates with Pam holding up her hand and mouthing along to "$100 Blake is gay" out of the side of her mouth. When I confronted Pam, she said it was just a joke. I told her that it wasn't funny. Bruce saw her and treated her like his daughter, and it was disrespectful to both of us. She told me that I was overreacting. I told her that if she didn't take it down and apologize to Bruce, I would tell him not to make her a birthday cake. She rolled her eyes and said that she'd take it down. Shortly after, I was walking by her room and heard her on the phone. It was muffled, but I heard her talk about me being dramatic over my F-word husband. I ordered her to hang up the phone. She hung up and said that she was just blowing off steam. I called her a spoiled, ungrateful brat, and how dare she use that word. She started crying and said that she didn't mean it. I told her that her birthday party is cancelled. There will be no sweet 16, and that I was going to tell Bruce to stop baking for the team and that we would never do a team dinner again. I am still so angry. Marco told me that I need to let it go, that I'm expecting too much from a teenager, and that he would have a party for her if I didn't. Bruce was hurt when he found out, but he thinks that we should still let her have the party. My sister tells me not to doubt myself, and I made the right call, but I wonder if I am acting with too much hot blood. Edit. The F-word I am referring to is a slur for gay men. Second edit. Forgot a word above, so I added it. Also, to clarify, I did not punish her for the TikTok video, as much as it irritated me. I told her to take it down and apologize to Bruce, or there would be no birthday cake. She agreed to take it down. The punishment came when I heard her refer to Bruce as my F-husband. I did not raise her to be a homophobe, to use that word, or to disrespect anyone in her life, especially someone who has loved her and doted on her from the moment he came into her life. Not the a-hole. Homophobic slurs are not funny. Homophobic stereotyping is not cute. Shaming the guy who makes her birthday cakes and feeds her team for baking and cooking is really nasty and inappropriate. It's reasonable that if your daughter doesn't value Bruce's efforts and thinks his contributions are somehow shameful, that she should not receive them. Reply. She's also encouraging and enabling her team to act this way with her actions, which just magnifies the awfulness of everything she's done. Not the a-hole. Consequences for actions. Tell your ex that her facing no consequences will never teach her anything. That she is 16, not 6 years old, and is old enough to know what is right from wrong. If you don't provide a consequence for her actions, she will continue this behavior and may target and bully others via social media. She chose to not only do the video, but then she chose to talk crap on the phone. Not the a-hole. Name calling the kid was a bit over the line, but I'm 100% behind canceling the party based on her behavior. Kid needs to respect her parents, not just her bio parents. Hard lessons are often the lessons that leave the most lasting impact. However, you might want to ease off on the lasting impact of this decision. Tell her that you are not happy at all with her choices and there has to be consequences. The party is off, but if there is a sincere apology, without the usual teenage girl bullshit, you all might be able to get back to a comfortable place. Whether Bruce continues baking or not is his call, and should be made as a team. I've been asked for an update on this situation. Most of you agreed that I was not the a-hole, but many pointed out that the punishment did not fit the offense and was just meant to hurt. After thinking it over, I agree. I decided to sit Pam down and ask her why she had made the video. She kept saying that she didn't know and crying. I explained how this could ruin her future, the bullying that people who are LGBTQ+ face and the consequences of said bullying, and how terrible it is that she would do this to someone who has treated her very well for as long as he's known her. Pam said that several members of the soccer team had used the F slur to refer to Bruce after they saw how he was always baking and cooking for fun. She didn't like it, but felt if she didn't agree, then she would be ostracized. She agreed to delete the video and apologized to Bruce for her actions. He accepted her apology. Many people suggested that I make Pam and her friends cook for the next team dinner. Soccer season is over, so there are no team dinners until next year. However, Annie's gymnastic class had their family dinner/holiday party on the 16th, which happened to be the same night as the holiday dance at the high school. I contacted the parents of the girls who appeared in the video. A few asked to see the video, and all were deeply embarrassed and ashamed. I told them that we were willing to delete the video and would not refer to the school as long as the girls apologized to Bruce, helped to prepare the food for the gymnastics dinner, and gave up the dance to volunteer at the party and serve meals. Every parent I spoke with was very grateful and agreed it was a fair consequence of their actions. So every day after school from Monday to Thursday, the girls came over and worked in our kitchen, cutting up vegetables, boiling pasta, breading chicken, layering lasagna, making buttercream, mixing up cake batter, rolling out cookie dough, cutting cookies, washing dishes, and just about anything else we could find for them. At the end of Thursday, I asked the girls what part of what they did this week was gay. None of them had an answer. All of them approached Bruce at some point and apologized for being a part of the video. At the end of the party on Friday, two of the girls asked Bruce if he could teach them how to prepare a few of the meals he had made for team dinners in the past, and he agreed. I realized not every girl who made fun of Bruce may have been in the video, but a very clear message was sent. We have decided to still hold the Sweet 16. After sitting down with Marco, he explained he'd never heard anything said by the team before, didn't realize it was a team-wide issue, apologized for not having my back, and agreed that it was a fair punishment. He also promised if he heard any slurs from everyone, it would be the end of their time on the team. I applaud you for this valuable lesson in restraint. I wouldn't have the level of restraint you had at all if I found out that my teenager and their friends made a TikTok about a family member calling them a slur. I would talk to the parents and get them to do community service projects every weekend for at least a month. Soap kitchens, cleanup work, volunteering somewhere. They have no clue how lucky they are that they get to create relationships with adults that will do that for them in the future. There are decades of studies, and my assumption is that she goes to a good school, has a good life, doesn't worry about not having enough, has parents, has friends, and will do fine in life. And yet she chose to do this with her teammates. Not only that, she disrespected someone who doesn't have to do any of those things for those girls. It's honestly disgusting. I hope that they learned a valuable lesson from this experience and that it changes their lives. Somehow, I still have serious doubts. When these girls grow up, their boyfriends and husbands will likely cook anyway. Maybe they'll call them slurs as well. Not the a-hole. She's young, but should already know better than to use slurs like that. It's never okay. I'd say don't cancel the party, but definitely have them sit down and talk things out. It's a shame that this could result in Bruce not baking for them anymore, because it sounds like it is a passion of his. I hope your daughter learns to be more caring and respectful to people. Not the a-hole, and she has to learn that actions have consequences. If she can say this about her own stepdad, what is she saying about others? Her teammate took part in that video, so they shouldn't benefit from Bruce either. Not sure if all the other parents know about the video, but I will let them know. It's not okay to use homophobic slurs. Her behavior can get her in some trouble that could affect her in the future. She needs to learn that it's not okay. After you confronted her, she still continued to dig herself into a deeper hole. Don't reward bad behavior. You won't be doing her any favors by continuing with her party or the team. Your ex saying he will throw her a party is a problem too. Yes, she's a teenager, but she's old enough to know right from wrong as well. A simple "I'm sorry" isn't going to magically fix this and make it okay. Story 2. Am I the a-hole for saying that if my parents have another baby, I will have nothing to do with it? I know the title sounds bad, but hear me out. I, 17 female, have had a rocky relationship with my parents since my siblings, 10 male, 7 male, 3 female, and 9 months old, were born. I was an accident baby when my parents were teenagers, and they have told me in arguments that I ruined their lives. However, this is not what this post is about. My parents are notorious workaholics and constantly accuse one another of cheating. It's stressful for everyone in the house, young ones included. All of my siblings have had paternity tests. Because they work so often though, it means I am often left, sometimes for 48 hours, to care for my siblings alone. This has gotten so bad that the 9-month-old and 3-year-old sometimes cry for me instead of our actual mother. I cook for them, make sure that they go to school on time, and do their homework. I clean and play with them. The 10-year-old invites me to his football games. I don't get time to do anything for myself. Well, last week, me and my parents were arguing again. They want another baby to bring them closer together. I was furious and straight up told them that they didn't look after the kids they already had, and I would just end up having to look after another one. I told them that if they have another baby, I want nothing to do with it, and they will be all on their own. They called me an a-hole and said I was trying to ruin their marriage and their careers. I spoke to my grandma about it, and while she sympathizes with my situation, she says that I should be supportive of my parents trying to fix their marriage. She told me it was my duty as the oldest sibling to care for my younger ones, and I was being kind of an a-hole and should apologize to my parents, but I still don't think I am. So here I ask Reddit, am I the a-hole? Edit. Would you have a nanny come in 9 to 4 for the 9-month-old while I'm in college? But that'll probably stop when he starts school. Second edit. After all your comments, I've spoken to my auntie in detail about the whole situation, and she's horrified. She's my dad's older sister and has unfortunately never been able to have kids. She's the closest thing I've ever had to an actual parent though. She told me that I need to talk to my parents about this, and she'll stay with me while I do it. I messaged them that we need to have this talk tomorrow and that it's non-negotiable. If they don't turn up, I'm calling CPS next time they leave me alone with my siblings. Simple as that. They're annoyed, but have agreed to come. I'll keep everyone updated. Third edit. So we have spoken. My aunt was with me the entire time, and I couldn't be more grateful for her support. I told my parents that they needed to grow up, basically. I told them pretty much what you had all been saying, and said they had until I was 18 to build a proper relationship with my younger siblings. A good 10 months, and find a more suitable situation for while they're at work, otherwise I'm calling CPS. My aunt even offered to have them live with her. She's a freaking saint. I told them that I no longer wanted a relationship with them however, and I would be moving with my aunt within the next month, but I will be coming over all the time, and my younger brother, 10-year-old, will receive my old phone to keep in contact with me while I'm not there. My aunt only lives a 45 minutes walk away, so it won't be too bad, and she will drive me there in a rush if needed. My parents were furious with me, said I was ungrateful, and that I don't love my siblings. I told them that I was doing this because I love my siblings, and I wanted them to be better parents for them, and I have to leave for that to happen. I've also spoken to my siblings who are also upset with me, but the 10-year-old understands and the younger ones know that they'll see me pretty much every day. My parents have threatened to have my aunt arrested as I would be moving in with her underage and without their consent, but I told them that I would show the police every single piece of evidence I've collected over the years, and then they'll lose all their kids. Overall, it didn't end well, but it needed to happen. Maybe I'll update again in a month or so, but for now, this is goodbye. Thank you everyone for all the responses and advice. I appreciate every single one of you. Not the a-hole. That is called parentification and is considered abuse in a lot of places. It sounds like you need to look at making plans to leave as soon as you're 18. Prayers and virtual hugs to you. Not the a-hole. There is a ton to unpack here. And as a child of teenage parents who was blamed for wanting a sibling 7 years later, I can sympathize with your situation. You're correct to call them out. And your grandmother is absolutely wrong that it is your responsibility to bail them out. It sounds like you might have some cultural issues going through changes behind the scenes as well. The bottom line is this though. If you are being left to fend for the group of you with no parental supervision, it is a very real threat in the US for you to call one of your various government agencies and wake your parents up. Child Protective Services, Department of Social Services, police, and so forth. If your free childcare at 17 years old is all they claim that is holding your family together, then it isn't a family anymore. Get the help you and your siblings need to be safe, and send a wake-up call to your family. Not the a-hole. While it is reasonable to expect older siblings to watch their younger siblings occasionally, your situation looks more like parentification, which is a form of abuse. Long overdue update here. So since my first post, things have been chaotic. I moved in with my aunt and have had the opportunity to be an actual teenager for once in my life. She's been letting me go out with friends, cooks the majority of the home meals, is my shoulder to cry on. But unfortunately, things haven't been all good. About 2 weeks or so after I moved in with my aunt, my mom showed up at my door with all 4 siblings in tow. She looked a mess, if I'm going to be honest, and my mother has always been a very put-together woman, so I was kind of worried. She said that she tried, but she couldn't do it. She wasn't cut out to be a mother. She begged for me to come back. The kids are also looking miserable. The 7 male and 3 female were clinging to me. The baby was crying, and 10 male was just silent. He is usually a huge chatterbox. I told her I was not coming back, but my aunt repeated her offer to take in all of us on the condition that they had no more children. My aunt is a well-paid woman who's always wanted children, but wasn't able to have them biologically, and felt like we were close enough to hers anyways. She has a fairly large house already, but has said that she would move if needed be. My mom just broke down. She said that she didn't want to give any of us up, but she just couldn't be who we needed her to be. She admitted that her and my dad were considering divorce, and I encouraged her to seek some professional help. In the meantime, my siblings are staying with us. We collected the majority of their belongings, and my aunt has hired a nanny to be with us when she can't be. My father has gotten no contact, and the last we heard my mom was seeking therapy and having supervised visits with my younger siblings. Despite her trying now, I just cannot forget all those years I lost because she wasn't cut out to be a mom. I can't get over how many times I broke down over how stressed I was. I still love her, but I can't let her be my mom now, when she wasn't when I needed her the most. So, not all sunshine and rainbows, but some progress was made. Thank you everyone for all the advice and support. I am also in therapy thanks to my aunt and beginning my own healing process. I hope you all had a great Christmas and a wonderful New Year's. My aunt has decided to take them to court for custody, and I don't think they'll put up much of a fight for it. She's hired an amazing nanny that all the kids love, and while it's really hard, I'm trying to stop parenting my siblings and be their sister instead. There's still a long road ahead, but thank you all for the helpful advice. My siblings are thriving here, and so am I. We still have not heard from my father at all, and my mom drops in and out as she pleases. That's the update. Thank you again. I'm proud of you for reaching out for help. Not many people do it, and they suffer from parentification for years. And honestly, this is not going to be an easy road for you or your siblings, But you're still here and you're strong. I hope you follow all your dreams, you get into the college you want, and you never are forced into a position you don't want to do anymore. And while I do hope that your mom does get help, please don't force yourself to have a relationship with her if you don't feel like you want one. You need time to heal. You've been through something very traumatic, and I hope that if you're feeling trapped again, you will reach out again for help. I'm so proud of you. It sounds like over a couple of weeks, your mom was able to get a small glimpse of what you've been doing for years. I don't have any advice, but I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself and getting out of that situation. Even though I can't imagine the emotional difficulty, I'm glad you have your aunt on your side. I hope you all can heal. If possible, it would probably be beneficial to get some family therapy for yourself and your younger siblings, at least the 10-year-old. You've had to grow up way too fast. Be well. This sounds to me like the best possible outcome given the situation. The state of your parents' marriage and their relationship with their children, you included, is something of their own making. You need your freedom, and they needed a freaking reality check. Okay guys, that was it for today's stories. Thank you very much for listening. Go ahead and smash that like button for me, and subscribe for more stories like this one. Thank you again guys. We will be seeing you in the next one.